Hello, this is Paul with Logix Magazine Workshops. Today we're going to use RSLogix 5000 to program the machine status indicators on our HMI. So let's go ahead and take a look at our project. So here's our project. This right here is our HMI. All right, this is where we're going to see our indicators on the HMI. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our program. So what I've done is I already have the tags created, and I've got the instructions in here. What we're going to do is attach our tags to them. All right, so let's go ahead and start. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our status. Let's put this in. Status dot I think it's startup dot 0. All right, so we're going to enable, and then here we're going to have machine fault. All right, and we'll walk through all of this just so that you'll end up being very clear about what's going on and how it works, etc. Alright, so there's our auto mode, status dot sequence, bracket 0 bracket dot 0. Alright, so we got that, and status dot mode dot 2, got that there. And this will be the end of our auto sequence. Sequence bracket 0 dot 30. Good. All right, remove the part, and then this is going to be output 102. 101, excuse me. Okay, so machine's ready. All right, now this, we'll move along here pretty quickly. Now that we got the hard one out, 101. This will be output 102. And I hope you can start seeing our what we're doing here, and you can start interpreting this code already. That makes it easier when we walk it through, but don't worry, we'll have it all figured out for you. 2 machine fault. Okay, now this fourth one here, we have 4 rungs. Fourth one's going to be bypass present, and let's see, what do we need? We need our bypass indicator light. Output 106. Okay. So now what we have is we have our code. All right. We're going to verify the controller. All right. We got everything that's good. Now we'll go ahead and download it to our controller. Make sure that we got everything correct, and it's ready to go. Download, and then we'll walk you through the code. So in the meantime, while that's downloading, we're going to go ahead. Already got our screen. This is screen output screen 4, PLC slot 4 outputs, and we're going to go ahead and put that, and we're going to test our code. Okay, so already we're seeing that the machine is indicating that it sees a machine in motion light 8. All right, so let's go over here, and it might be what it was last left on. All right, so let's get this up here. Let's get this here. Okay, so essentially what we have is we're going to be looking at just a few things here. All right, look at the 8, 9, and 10. All right. So if our machine is enabled, okay, all right, and there are no machine faults, and we're in our auto cycle, okay, we're in the auto sequence, and we haven't started yet, but everything's, all of our cylinders are home, in the home position. If we look at our sequence here, all right, our project, all the cylinders are in and we'll put that in a home position. So we have no part in there. Everything's home. All the cylinders are retracted, right? If everything's retracted, let's go back to our HMI. If everything's retracted, all the cylinders are home, then that's going to tell us the machine is ready. Notice that that's machine ready, okay? Now let's assume that we end up with a machine fault, okay? Boom. We're getting a machine fault, and right there's our indicator, okay? Now let's say that we clear that fault, right? All right, so now our machine's ready, back to go, okay? So, machine fault, no fault, machine, stack light, right? So we'll, all right, so now if our machine is not ready, all right, then our machine is in motion. So once it moves past, so actually I did that wrong. Let's go back. We're going to toggle that. Once we have moved our cylinders out of the home position, but we haven't reached sequence, the last sequence that's prompt to move, then that would mean that the machine is in motion. So it's between status mode being start of the auto sequence and the end of the auto sequence. It's between these two, so therefore the machine is in motion. When the machine gets to a completed cycle and the part is ready to be removed, we will get this indicator. Then we will say that the machine is ready. Okay, so let's do that again. All right, so now once the part's been removed, then we're going to see that our status is all the cylinders are retracted, and once they're retracted, and I'll give you an example of that. So our cylinders, there's our parts, our clamping, cylinders extended, part marked, part retracted. Now everything's back home. It's ready to start the next cycle. All right, so everything's home. It's ready to go. Now, once it leaves there and the sequence begins, but it hasn't completed. So in essence, it is in this sequence, but it hasn't completed it, this stage. Then we're going to get machine, as soon as it starts to move, pulls away from the cylinders, pull away from the home position. We're going to be machine in motion, and provided there is no faults, right? Here would be a fault. We throw a fault. There would be our indicator. So let's go back to our HMI. All right. So again, the machine's in fault. Now we're going to clear that fault, whatever that fault is. Okay, machine's in motion because it's still between the home and the last sequence of the auto sequence. All right, now once it gets to the last sequence of that auto sequence, then the machine's going to be in a ready state. There's our machine ready indicator light. All right, now let's say that we bypass this option, right? So everything's bypassed, our lights. We don't need to worry about any of our lights at all or anything. We can have a bypass option in our indicator light. And that would be, here's our bypass screen. And we would then go in there and hit the bypass button. Okay? And that input would give us our bypass. That manual input on the HMI. Okay? So we have all these different options, but my point being this is how you can set up your indicators on your HMI. All right, so all you gotta do is put your tag to your HMI, and this is one way of getting that code. The other thing you can do is you can add in an additional indicator here for a and-on light, and you can put it in parallel if you wanted to. All right. So anyhow, what I wanted to do is just give you a simple way of understanding how to program for machine status indicators. Okay. Hopefully this makes sense for you. It's pretty simple, really, if you look at it and understand the process. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I'd be more than happy to walk you through it. All right. So until next time, please feel free to visit Logix magazine at www.logixmagazine.com.